Hey guys, and welcome to this video tutorial. We are going to walk through our very first Photoshop assignment together. This is going to be an accelerated version of what you actually received in the classroom. So in Google Classroom, you'll see the name of the assignment is Photoshop Tropical Island. And what you'll be doing is taking the image of the empty tropical island and adding not only the provided images, but some images of your own. So before we jump into Photoshop, let's do a little bit of file management and file organization. It's just good practice. So on our desktop, let's go ahead and right click, choose New, and then Folder. Let's name this folder Tropical Island. Inside this folder is where we are going to save all the related images and project files. So back in Google Classroom, I'm going to left click the Tropical Island image icon. And the easiest way to do this is when we've got the full image showing, we'll right click, save image as, and then we're going to save all these images in the Tropical Island folder. Again, this should be on your desktop currently. So I'll open that. Save. Again, at any time during this tutorial, you can pause, you can rewind, whatever you need to do there. So again, right click, save image as. It should already be pointed to your Tropical Island folder. Okay, and of course, you're going to do this with all of these images. Two more, the pirate flag, and the pirate himself. And there we have it. Once you have those 5 images, you can go ahead and close your browser and just verify in your Tropical Island folder you have those 5 images. Now, tip about saving. The desktop isn't really the best place for you to save your assignments, okay? Remember, you have OneDrive, where you can use that as your cloud storage around campus. You can drag and drop files in there that will back up to the cloud server, and you'll be able to access those files anywhere on campus, not just your desktop. Remember, if you save on your desktop and something happens to that computer, those files are gone. Okay, so now that we've got our files organized, we're going to go ahead and launch Adobe Photoshop. If you have an icon on your desktop, fantastic. If there's no desktop, you can search it. Okay, from there or there as well. I've already got it open. And we've gotten ourselves to the welcome screen here. So the first thing we need to do is open an image. You'll see on your welcome screen, you've got an open icon. You can also go to File, Open, or use the keyboard shortcut Control O to open a file in Photoshop. So I'm going to go ahead and go to my desktop in my Tropical Island folder, and the first image I'm going to open is the one named Tropical Island itself. Once this loads, we are going to go ahead and look at a couple ways you can view the file. All right. The first thing you'll notice when you open an image in Photoshop is it appears on a tab at the top of your workspace, giving you the file information, the aspect ratio, the color mode, etc. You'll also see on the right-hand side, the first time you open Photoshop, is you have panels, okay, that are displayed. If you ever want to hide panels, for example, if I want to hide the Learn panel and the Libraries panel, you can click the double arrows to collapse those panels. You can do the same thing here. We actually want to use this, but just for the sake of an example, okay, you can view them as icons. You can view them as panels. All right, as far as viewing the image, let's talk about the aspect ratio. This is 67% of the actual image size right now. If I wanted to use a keyboard shortcut to zoom in a bit, I will hold down the Control key and then hit plus. See, that zooms into 100%. You can do it again, 200, 300. Again, that's Control plus. To zoom out, Control minus. You also have the ability to change your viewing options in the View drop-down menu at the top of the screen. You can zoom in here, again, Control plus, zoom out, Control minus. A very handy one, fit on screen, Okay, you click that, you'll see it fills your workspace. So that's very handy. Let's talk about the layers panel on the right hand side. You'll see we've got one layer currently. It's your background layer and it is locked. If I want to unlock the layer, I can edit its properties. So instead of layer 0, I will double click, name it Island Background. It's good practice to name your layers as you work on projects and you have multiple layers talking over 10. If you don't name those layers, it can get tricky to identify which layer if you ever want to go back and find something there. This layer is also visible. You can see with the eye icon there, if I click that, okay, the layer is invisible. Click it again, it becomes visible. All right, so let's go ahead and combine some images here. So let's go ahead and open another image. File, open, Control O. Let's open the picture of the parrot. As you can see, the parrot opens up on a new tab with the file info, 100%. So this is the full size of the image. If we want to go back to Tropical Island, we just click on the tab. So these images are arranged on tabs. I want to be able to see both. So what I'm going to do to the parrot image rather is left click and hold and then just drag down into my workspace a little bit and then release the left mouse button. And now we can see both images. So ultimately I want to take the picture of the parrot and get him onto the Tropical Island background. So we're going to use a couple steps to achieve that. The first one is over on our Tools panel on the left hand side. The third tool from the top, if I left click and hold, you'll get a flyout menu. You'll see we've got a couple different lasso tools. We're just going to stick with the regular or the lasso tool. Left click to select it. And I'm going to create a selection around the parrot, a loose selection. Now I don't want to get too close to it. Okay, it doesn't have to be perfect. Okay, so I left click and held down the left mouse button. I'm just drawing a line, and then when I get back to the original line, I'm going to release the mouse button, and you can see with the little marching ants that I've got an active selection. If you make a mistake, connect the lines anyway, and then just go up to select, choose deselect, and then you can recreate your selection. Okay, so that's step one, create a selection. Step two, we're going to use the tool you'll probably use more than any other tool, which is the Move tool. And the Move tool, you can see, is at the very top of your tools list there. So I'm going to select the Move tool. I'm going to left click right in the middle of my parrot, left click and hold, and then just drag him off of his image. And then I'm going to release the mouse button here and drop him onto my tropical island. Okay, again, that was using the Move tool. Once you get your parrot onto the tropical island, you can actually go ahead and X out and close the parrot image itself. All right, a couple things. Layers panel. You see I now have layer 1. I'm going to double click where it says layer 1, rename it parrot, hit enter, and make sure it is the active or highlighted layer, because we want to manipulate only this image and not our island background right now. So the next thing I want to do is I want to get rid of this excess white background. To do that, again in our Tools panel, about halfway down, you'll find the Eraser tool. So I'm going to left click and hold that to get the flyout menu. I want to actually use what's called the Magic Eraser tool. So if I left click to select the Magic Eraser tool, I go over to my parrot and just left click in the white background. You'll see that it does a pretty good job of getting rid of that excess background. You might notice there's a little bit of white residue in between the wings. You can get in there with a regular eraser tool, use it like a brush, zoom way in and do that. For the sake of this tutorial, I'm not going to do that. So we've got the parrot on our background. We got rid of most of the background. Next thing we're going to do is transform it or resize the selection. So we're going to go to the Edit drop-down menu at the top. Choose Free Transform or Control-T. We're going to use this function a lot, so that keyboard shortcut is one to remember. All right, you'll see once I do that, you get a bounding box around our parrot where we can resize. I am going to resize him about there. If you're happy with your transformation, you can hit enter. If you don't like it, you can hit escape and try it again. Okay? So now we've got our parrot. Looks pretty good. You can grab the move tool. You can put him in the sky if you'd like. If you want to rotate him so he's facing the opposite direction, you can go to Edit, Transform, and flip horizontal, which is what we want, or flip vertical. Okay, horizontal. So there we go. It looks like he's coming in for a landing. Again, if you want to transform him a bit more, Control T. Make him a bit smaller. There we go. And then enter. So let's do this 2 more times so you guys have this down pat, and then you will have time to put in the additional images that I've provided, as well as 5 images / layers of your choice. So for this to be considered a completed assignment, which is turn in ready for full credit, you will need 10 layers appearing in your layers panel. But again, let's do 2 more really quick together, and then obviously feel free to reference this video again whenever you need to. So again, File, Open. Let's grab the treasure chest. Okay, I'm going to speed up a little bit each time. It's on its tab. We want to click and drag it down to drag it off its tab. We'll grab the lasso tool to create a loose outline or selection. Okay, we don't want to get too close to it because we want to allow the magic eraser to work as it's intended. Okay, selection complete. Grab the move tool, left click and hold, and drag and drop. We can close out of the treasure chest icon. Layer 1 in our layers panel, we will rename treasure chest. Next step, magic eraser, right in the middle. 1 click. All right, there we go. Let's do a free transform. Edit, free transform to resize. Okay. There we go. If you hover off of the corner a bit, it turns into like a semicircle, and then you can actually rotate. So I'm going to rotate this way. Okay, that looks good. And hit enter to finalize my selection. And then I want to make this look like it's actually buried in the sand a little bit. So instead of my magic eraser over on the left, I'm going to grab my regular eraser. And then just the edge of it, I want to kind of erase to make it look like it's buried in a little bit of sand there. All right, that'll do the trick. Okay, so there we go, treasure chest. If I wanted to do something with the parrot, I could click back on him, edit it, treasure chest. Okay, that's how you determine which layer you're going to currently work on, which one is active or highlighted. Last one. File, open. Let's go ahead and put the pirate flag in there. Pull it off of its tab. Create our selection with the lasso tool. Grab the move tool to move it over, drag and drop. Close the original image. Let's move this over a bit. Magic eraser. Okay, free transform, Control T to resize it. Okay, we can move it around if we need to. And there we go. Layer 1. Double click. Pirate flag. Okay, one thing I wanted to show you here. So we've got 4 layers right now. The pirate flag is our active layer. If I grab the move tool and move the pirate flag on top of the treasure chest, you'll see that you see the pirate flag on top of the treasure chest. That's because it is at the top of the list in the layers panel, or the stacking order. So just picture a stack of papers. The stack of papers with the word pirate flag is the top sheet. That's why you'll see that over the treasure chest. If I were to click and hold the pirate flag layer, drag it down and drop it below treasure chest, you'll see now the treasure chest layer is the top sheet in the stack. And that's why you see that on top of the pirate flag. So you can change by clicking and holding, dragging and dropping the stacking order of your layers. Okay, so you have one more image. You've got the picture of the pirate himself to put on there, and then you have got 5 images of your choice to add to your tropical island before it is complete and ready for turn-in. That's just the minimum, 10. If you go over 10, fantastic. A tip when you're doing your image searches for this assignment, since we are new to Photoshop, when you're doing a search, maybe you're looking for a pirate ship or a shark or something like that. After the term you use to search, like shark, use a space and then type in PNG. So it gives you a transparent background or a solid color background. We want to stick with simple selections. We'll get into more sophisticated selections down the road, but hope this helped. Have some fun with this, and I will catch you guys in the next tutorial.